This is Mary from Fancy Fibers, and today I'm going to show you how I roll Rolags off of my Big Tom drum carder. Prior to starting this video, I put 2 ounces of fiber on the drum carder on my Big Tom, and now I'm going to roll it off as Rolags. You can see I've already separated it at the separator strip, and you can also see that I've turned my brush that's part of the drum carder upside down so that I have this nice wood surface. So now I'm going to start rolling Rolags. First thing I'm going to do is roll the drum forward a little bit and pull the fiber off until it sort of reaches the piece of wood, the bottom side of the brush. Then I'm going to use Beth's 2 dowel technique to roll off the Rolag, and since I didn't have any dowels around at the moment when I decided to try this, I just grabbed a couple of apron bars off of my Cricut looms. So I'm going to put 1 dowel here and 1 dowel here, and I'm going to start rolling my tight little Rolag. Now, as Beth has previously suggested, when you're working from a batt, it's good to kind of draft and roll. The thing about working from a drum carder is that when you pull forward on the drum carder, at least on my wonderful Big Tom, the whole drum rolls forward. So you kind of have to use your other hand and stabilize the drum so that you are not just going to get lots and lots and lots of fiber. So I'm stabilizing the drum, I'm drafting, I'm rolling. The fiber has come apart, and so now I'm just going to roll it up on this wood surface and squinch the ends in a little bit and take out the dowels just like Beth does, 1 dowel at a time. And now you have a perfect Rolag off of the drum carder. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Set that one down. Move my drum carder forward a little bit. Fluff up the fiber. Pull just a little bit of it off till it reaches the nice wood table that this brush makes. I'm sure that was a design feature, right, Ron? And I'm going to put 1 dowel on. Sorry, I'm a little clumsy with this. 1 dowel, roll the fiber over 1 dowel on the inside, put 1 dowel on the outside, put them together and start to draft and roll. And again, I'm going to have to stabilize the drum a little bit so that when I draft, I'm doing that with my left hand, when I draft, I'm holding the drum still. And again, my fiber has separated itself. And here is, roll that over, and if you don't like the way it looks, you can always roll it over the carding cloth. And now I'm going to pull out the dowels, and there is another perfectly formed Rolag. The only difference with the drum carder, one difference of course is having to hold it so that it doesn't roll all your fiber off, and the other part is when you get to the end and you've just got a little bit left on the drum carder, it gets a little trickier to get it to stay on there. I think the last time I did this, I ended up taking the end fiber and just rolling it on the wood and drafting it the other direction with my hand. We'll see. I'm pulling and drafting to make a nice tight Rolag. You can see it's kind of coming apart. And of course I can make these smaller if I want to. Now I'm going to pull the dowels out. Here's my Rolag. Okay, let's keep going. Fiber, 1 on top, 1 underneath. Get it started. You can even push back a little bit on the drum if you want to. And if I hadn't pulled it out so far, I'm sure I could have done smaller Rolags. Let's take that bit of fiber out of there. I don't want that. Tuck it under there, draft a little bit. Rolling it on this wood surface makes it nice and tight on your dowels, I should say. Another one. So that's 4. This was 2 ounces of fiber. First time I actually made one that was just really big and fat, so I only ended up getting 5 or 6 Rolags out of that fiber. But that was an experiment. So here again, I'm going to pull, draft and roll, draft and roll, draft and roll. I'm going to speed it up a little bit so that hopefully we can get to the end and you can see how I do the end one. Getting there, I can see the other end. Draft and roll, draft and roll, draft and roll, draft and roll. Roll it all the way around so that it's nice and compact. Got that one a little crooked, but it'll still spin. Oops. I'm ahead of myself, losing my grip. I'm just rolling with one hand in the middle so that I can use the other hand to stabilize the drum. We're almost to the end. Roll that little piece around. Okay, almost to the end. One on top, one on the bottom. Roll them over. Draft and roll. Draft and roll. Okay, most everything is coming off the drum carder now. So what I'm going to do here with the end is I'm just going to draft backward a little bit with my hand to draft that out. And roll it. Pull that off. Take it out. Let's see what I can do with this last little bit of fiber. Use my brush. Okay. Yes, this is a feed store brush. Sorry, I don't have a fancy doffing brush. But it works. We live in the country. We do what we